At 12 years old, girl suffered heart attack, organ failure during bout with COVID-19. Hello, before you start, subscribe, like this video, and share it. Juliet Daly, 12 years old, plays with her brother Dominic, 5 years old, in their family home in Covington, LA. Tuesday, April 13th, 2020. A team of pediatric cardiology specialists found that Juliet had acute fulminant myocarditis, AFM, and uncommon heart condition that tends to present with sudden onset acute heart failure. A nasal swab confirmed that Juliet was also COVID-19 positive and that she had a second viral infection. As her desperately sick daughter was being airlifted to a hospital, Jennifer Daly was thinking about all the parts of life that still lay ahead for her 12 years old, and whether she had ever experienced them. Would she get to fall in love? Would she get the chance to get married and have her own children? Driving across the causeway that separates the family's home north of Lake Punctualin from the New Orleans hospital where their daughters was taken. With that, was later determined to be a coronavirus infection. She was forced to imagine a life without her Joliet. As Joliet and her 5 years old brothers spar with each other using pool noodles, it's hard to imagine that just last month Joliet was fighting for her life. At one point, she had a heart attack, and doctors had to perform CPR for 2 minutes before she came back. She said this word, "I died, and they came back for 2 minutes." Her coronavirus journey didn't start with many of symptoms that have affected adults. Breathing problems, for example. She had stomach pain and vomiting. And her mother, who's a radiologist, thought maybe it was appendicitis or some type of stomach problems. But Jolie's lips were also turning blue and her limbs were cold. Joliet quickly ended up in the emergency room of the local hospital. There, she had a heart attack, underwent CPR, and were eventually airlifted or to the hospital. Dr. Jake was one of the doctors who was there to meet her and care for her over the next 10 days. Joliet isn't one of the sickest children we have taken care with COVID-19, said the doctor. The top chamber of her attack was not working correctly without the bottom chamber, and she was developing, she said. The doctor said children with coronavirus infections often have different symptoms than adults, such as the abdominal problems Julius had, or rashes on other cases. He said many children also have another virus besides the coronavirus, and that was the case with Joliet. For most people, the virus causes no mild or moderate symptoms, but some suffer severe disease and 7 deaths. Joliet was on a ventilator for 4 days, during which her was sedated and then was eventually able to breathe on her own. She was discharged on April 15th. The doctor said her heart function is now completely normal, although she likely has a little trauma to her heart that should decrease over time. The doctor expects she will have a totally normal life. When she reunited consciousness, her parents said she immediately worried about missing school. Her mother said that when she told Julia what happened, her eyes got as big as saucers. At first, I was freaking out a lot, Juliet said, and then she was worried about whether there were any latest or lasting effects to her body. Jennifer said she and her husband hadn't known anyone who'd even been infected with coronavirus until their daughters became so desperately ill. Even they hadn't gotten her to hospital in time, they don't know if she'd be alive today. She's glad Jolie doesn't remember those 4 days on ventilator, days Jennifer will never forgot. All she remembers is Daddy telling her she is going to go to sleep. They are going to put a tube down your throat. You're gonna go on a helicopter ride. You're gonna wake up in a new hospital and Mommy will be there, said Jennifer. Well, that's what happened. Thank you for watching this for today. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share it with all your friends. Also, follow us on Instagram and Facebook accounts. See you next episode. Goodbye.